I think we must work on the region. For example, the Northwest. The Northwest is close to Cuba. I'm talking about by plane it's 45 minutes. I was been to Cuba with my family in 2004. It's really close. 45 minutes, Santiago de Cuba, progress. We must work. First of all, we must work to control the North region, the Northwest and the North, to create jobs on that region. Because Cuba is open today, and there's people who try to go to Cuba to work on agriculture, because I'm talking about the people who go to Bahamas, Dominican Republic, and Miami also. They go to work on farm. They are farmers. But first of all, we will work to create jobs on that region, on that area, to block the flow of people to go through to Cuba today, because Cuba is open. Second part of your question, the relation we have between Cuba and Haiti is a long-term relation, and it's a very good relation also on education. For example, today we have a lot of medicine, Haitian medicine come from Cuban university, a lot. But we will keep this relation. But for innovation, it's really important for us today to talk about Caribbean destination, because Cuba is open today. Cuba will receive a lot of tourism, a lot. But I think we will try to make it unheard. Haiti, Cuba, and Dominican Republic, because we are three big countries on the Caribbean. Cuba receives more or less 3 million tourism per year today. But I think Cuba will go crazy, like 10 million, 15 million. And Haiti is really close to Cuba. It's really important, our relationship with Cuba, the Haitian government and the Cuban government. We will, and under my leadership, we will try to put them together to sell one destination, Cuba in Haiti. When the tourism go to Cuba, it can go also on the package and share the benefit. I think this is like an innovation. This is the way I will go with Haiti.
Yes, please. Or, yeah, Charles.
My question is, like under your administration, do you plan on revamping the Haitian public works system so they could like build more roads and trains and clean up Haiti? And my second question is, do you plan on bringing back the military?
But you know, I will continue, because the President Biden on his administration just started with building road. For example, on Delma, I know you know Delma. You see, we have a big overpass today. This is the first one in Haiti, and Dominican Republic had this overpass since 1958. The first, after I don't know, 60 years, different. But we will continue to build road, because we have more or less 4,000 kilometers of road need built to Haiti. I'm talking about in the entire country. And your second question is,
do you have any plans on bringing back
the military? Haiti, the history of this country was building on a military. For example, the slavery, to leave the system, it was a very big fighting. And today, I'm confident I will work to get, I'm talking about military like we had it before. we are talking about professional things. We can get Haitian people knows how to manage helicopters, airplanes, to control the border. For example, we have 350 kilometers of border between Dominican Republic and Haiti. We don't have any, for example, on the other side, we have 6 fronts. The Dominican people have 6 fronts to control this border. We don't have any control of our side. We will build, it's a process. We will build an army to control that thing. We will build an army to protect the people when we are, for example, for the earthquake. You know that. The military comes from the US, comes from the Dominican Republic to help us. But we are not talking about first to fight against other people, because now I think Haiti, our priority today is not fighting. Our priority today is grow this country. This is our priority. But we will continue, I'm clear, with the program of President Mandela started to build a different force. He's not talking about military force, he's talking about different force.
Okay. Catherine, you had a question?
Going back to what she was asking, because I was kind of thinking of that too. But in a similar strain, you're kind of the innovative candidate, the candidate who wants to bring change through innovation, through new ideas. So what I'm curious to know, a lot of these islands, you also have Jamaica, who's a very tourist hotspot right now. You have Cuba, who's going to come up and be a gigantic tourist hotspot. What do you think? Where do you think Haiti can innovate in, like, where their tourism area will shine, where they will stand out from the rest of the Caribbean? Because Caribbean packages come dime a dozen. There's so many of them. Where can where can Haiti shine in the Caribbean?
Good question. For example, we are a lot of historical place. Let's talk about the Citadel. We have a lot on the north, on the south, on the different regions of that country. When I'm talking about package, we will sell different things. We will sell different things. We have a lot of things Cuba doesn't have, and Jamaica also. And for example, when I was been to Jamaica, when I go to Ocho Rios, and I took a taxi. I talked to the driver. I want to go to Kingston. He told me, hey, here we have a line, a red line. If I cross this line, they will put me in jail. I told him, why they will put you in jail because you crossed the line? Because you are in Ocho Rios. I cannot go with you in Kingston. Because Kingston, that is very high perceived. But Jamaica has the Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Negril. They make a lot of money on tourism, not with Kingston. But we have a lot of things to sell to the tourism without progress, and a lot of tech also to sell to the tourism. I think we are talking about that. Cuba doesn't have it. Jamaica doesn't have it. Dominican Republic also doesn't have it. It's on Haiti only you will find it. It's for the reason when I'm talking about package, we will try, but I will be a president, but I will have my Secretary of Tourism. We will have staff working on that. We will build something valuable. It's really important to bring your tourism in here.
I just have a comment. Another part about tourism is, like, one thing that is done
is the connection that is with the Haitian diaspora in America. Like, what we're doing with MHSA is like, we're trying to travel back to Haiti in order to really showcase the beauty of the island and the different parts of the island, and keep it going throughout social media so people will also see the other side of Haiti, where it's not just the dangerous parts, but it's also the beauty parts. And that's very, very important when it comes to tourism, because we have been sold this vision of Haiti as the impoverished country, or the place where you don't want to take your children or you don't want to take your family. But when it comes to the fact, like, you have to really explore, you have to really go to the island, and it's all about social media, of course, and a strategic way of depicting the country.
Okay, good. But I think we must do our homework also. I'm talking about the government. But we just started in 2011 to change the image of Haiti. You are good on your point of view. It's really important. It's for the reason I explained him the situation between Kingston and the other parts of Jamaica. Jamaica is not only Kingston. Like Haiti is not only poverty, it's not only poor-poor. We have a lot of area we can show to sell to read.
Yeah.
I had two questions. They're really different, but the first one relates to tourism. A lot of potential tourists view Haiti as like a dangerous place, or a place that if they go, they might be harmed. Which Mexico had a similar problem a few years back, where a lot of people didn't want to travel over there because they thought that it was dangerous, they would get kidnapped or like hurt in some way. How are you going to expand like the public's like safety sector to make tourists feel like safe visiting Haiti? Do you have plans for that? And then my second question is, you've talked a lot about the agricultural sector as well as the education sector, and I think both provide opportunities to develop like technological advancements, and they could both benefit from that. And obviously that's like a very long process, but have you thought about laying the foundations to bring like technological advances and a focus on technology to Haiti?
Okay, good. The first one is, for example, if tourism you want to go to purpose today, you will see a lot of things in the internet. But what about Capuchin? What about Jovenel? What about Lekai? What about Jeremy? We have a lot of where tourism can come today. But the problem is how you sell your country. It's for the reason we are working on both. First of all, to resolve the problem of kidnapping you was talking about, the problem of the lack of security you are talking about. But in Haiti also, I want you to be clear on that. Haiti is not the number one when you on the Caribbean. I think we are third or fourth.
Yeah, we know
Dominican
that.
Republic in Jamaica is higher than us, and kidnapping and
Yeah, it's
but
just
we are
it's
not
a perception.
exactly the perception. But first of all, we will work to change the perception and to pull down the quantity of kidnapping and crime we have in Haiti. But the destination, for example, now we have a daily flight, American Airlines flight from Fort Lauderdale to Capuchin. If people want to go to Haiti today, if you don't want to go to Port-au-Prince directly, you can go to Capuchin. And we have a lot of things to show you in the north part of Haiti. Technology. We cannot talk today about innovation without technology. The biggest example I have is Israel. Israel have three sectors. The first one is tourism, because Israel have Jerusalem. The second one is agriculture. The third one is high-tech technology. You cannot talk about innovation without technology. For example, on agriculture, if you want to make a good irrigation systems, you cannot do it without technology. For example, you can have your land in Haiti. You can have, for example, a farm in Semak, and his room, he can control his system by technology. But we don't have time to explain exactly, because if I explain you all my programs, we will explain one day to do that. It's really important to know that. For the reason I not develop the technology system with you. For example, the BPO, the business processing outsourcing, it's really important to create jobs on that. We have a lot of young people, and they need jobs when he finish with high school, or he can do a part-time job when you go to the university on BPO. I'm talking about call center, the business processing outsourcing. There are a lot of things we can do with that. And we have all the part in Haiti. For example, we have the fiber optic, 4 line of fiber optic in Haiti. But the problem is organization. We need a leadership, innovative leadership. For example, the fiber optic, there's people who have a small company here, they use a part of that. The small company there, they use part of that. You need a leader, you can put them together and do a big host to get one wholesaler. I'm talking about the fiber optic. Without the fiber optic, you cannot talk about technology. You cannot talk about internet, good internet service. You cannot talk about anything in technology, because technology today is communication. Communication today is internet. But you cannot talk about technology without high-tech. It's for the reason, like a member of the private sector, we are working hard with the Israeli people. I was in there to work with them, to see how they develop this country, because Haiti is 27,000 square kilometers, and Israel is 22,000 square kilometers. Like I said, we have 11 million people. Israel are 8 million. And you see, yeah, all like that. And we receive 1,000 millimeters of water per year. Rain. Israel receive 500. And they grow agriculture on Negev. A desert. You know what I mean? Vegetation, nothing. They use the water come from Tel Aviv. They treat it, and this water go through to the desert, and they make a big development, like 30,000 hectares of potatoes, everything. That's for the reason I think with the rich country. We are poor people, but the country is very rich. But the people is very poor. We can change.
Let me ask you a couple of questions, because I want to sort of in the context of the course that we have here. One very, very important issue that Stein, I think, is outside, but one of the issues that we're working on is Caribbean integration, and you had a couple of questions along those lines. But one of the big issues, of course, for you is a very, very important neighbor that you have, the Dominican Republic. As president, what will you do to address the relationship with the Dominican Republic? How would you move that forward, or how would you move it in any particular direction?
Haiti is a Dominican republic is like that. If you cut it, you break the newspaper. But we are obliged to live together. But the problem is, we must do our homework, like I told you. We cannot. Dominican Republic today is an emerging country. They do his homework. They work a lot in agriculture, technology, and the law also. They make a lot of them on this constitution. Today, Dominican Republic is a country, is an emerging country. We cannot, in Haiti today, we cannot ignore this country. We can't. It's impossible to think you can go ahead without Dominican Republic. Today we have two important capitals. I'm talking about city you must have political relationship with. The first one is Washington. The second one is Santo Domingo. If you are a politician today, want to be president in Haiti, you don't know that, problems. Two big cities, political cities, you must have relationship with. The first one is Washington. The second one is Santo Domingo. The other one is come after. Geneva, Paris, all of them is come after. Because Santo Domingo today is very important for us. Because you must work together to resolve all the issues we have. Because we have a lot of issues, economic issues, historical issues, political issues, a lot. But the problem is that we have a lot of conservative Dominicans. We have a lot of conservative Asians also. They block all the communication. It's for the reason you must create a new network between the Asian politician and the Dominican politician, between the economic elite, Asian economic elite, and the Dominican economic elite also. I think this is the way.
Good. And then yes, go ahead, please. Huh?
You mentioned earlier the border between Dominican Republic and Haiti. When you were addressing the Army question, has there been any, questions from the DR towards the Haitians, basically asking or pressuring the Haitians to increase security along the border?
What I said is an economic issue. Today the border, Haiti lost more or less $350 million every year. It's not a Dominican problem, it's a nation issue. It's for the reason we receive any pressure from the DR because it's good for them. It's our problem. This is for the reason I just told you we must do our homework to protect our border. Because you know that the border has two sides. Side for the Dominican Republic and our side. And today, the Haitian government lost $350 million a year. We don't have any pressure from them. Because it's good.
Great. I want to ask you one final question. Since it's a nice small group. They're very interested in the Caribbean. They're very interested in Haiti, and we're very concerned, obviously, about where Haiti is going. And they're going to know you probably better than they're going to know any other Haitian politician. And so I think we're rooting for you. But I want to ask you, what do you think will happen in the event that the party that's in power today does not follow the agreements that they reached with former President Martelly? What do you think will happen, and how do you avert getting to that scenario?
But we are working hard to force the provisional president to respect the agreement, because it will be difficult today to explain what will go on if the provisional government does not respect the agreement. We are working hard with the Congress today because we are a majority in the Congress to force the provisional president to respect the agreement, because the provisional president has one thing to do: election. The agreement is clear. It's for the reason I'm in the US today, work with a lot of people to explain them. We are worried about that. The provisional president, I think they are like that. We want this president is like that to go through to the election. And it's really, unfortunately, I can't give you the answer about the future because I don't have it. But like a nation, leaders are here in my heart. We are working hard with the Congress to force the provisional president to respect the agreement, because the election must be held on April 24. We are working hard, and I think something will change on the next 7 days. To respect to go back to the agreement, because we feel today he leaves the agreement. And I think in a few days they will go back to the agreement.
Let's hope so. I think all of us are. Anything else that, no questions, okay? Yes, of course.
Yeah, I live in Haiti for 17 years, and one of the biggest issues I found here is like there's an issue between the elite and the mass, and we can see that they with issues such as minimum wage man, and so I think in 2002 after Edison was president, when he was trying to raise the minimum wage, and the elites who probably, I would say, own most of the businesses in Haiti, he was trying to influence Harris said they plan on doing that. So if you like, you only as a president for Haiti. So how do you plan on changing that situation where they can influence most of the political issues in Haiti?
Open the economy. For example, the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, Jovenel Moise said, Haiti open for business. But when you open the door, you see a big white wire inside the room. Big white wire. No, you see a big white wire. Now, we will try to take this white wire out and open it. Because no way you can go this country like that. I understand you perfectly. Because like I told you, I come from the countryside. We need to create a lot of innovative things. For example, let's talk about Peru. I was been there. In a region, they live under 50 cents per day. I'm talking about 2007, 2008. And the government worked with some people in the private sector, from foreign investors also. They built a very big project, an agro-industry project, complex project. They take a river from 287 kilometers. It's very long. They come with the water, and they make a big project, 75,000 hectares of land, agro-industries, in agriculture. And today, you know what? In 2004, Walmart was there. You know what? You know why? There's people now, the minimum wage is 16 US dollars a day, and it was 50 cents. It's 16 US dollars per day. They have money to buy all the things they want. It's for the reason I told you, innovation. If you want to change, to break that between the people on the street and the economic elite, you must innovate on the economic system.
Yeah, one thing I'm glad about is that most of the jobs is concentrated in, I would say, in the public sector. The private sector is really not doing anything. So most Haitians, when they try to find a job, they go to the public sector instead. Like when they run for office, they don't see themselves as a public servant. They see politics as a job instead of trying to construct in Haiti, instead of trying to do something to Haiti. They see it as a job. That's why they have like there's so much corruption just to get money. So how are you gonna try to resolve that, make the private sector more effective to create job in Haiti, and this way those people that are looking for a job in the public sector to be more of a public service instead of looking for a job and going to corruption.
Change the economic model. Change. Today, the economic model we are in Haiti is buy something today from China, after 45 days, sell it in Haiti. This is the economic model we have. Change. We need another economic model. We can produce in Haiti, sell it in Haiti, and sell something overseas also to get the money back. You will create jobs. I'm not talking about jobs on the textile sector only. I'm not talking about minimum wage jobs. Jobs you can, the middle class, the intellectual elite can get jobs from these sectors. It's really important to develop another economic model. It's really important for us because today, like you told me, no way we cannot develop a country like that. 10, 15, 20 people control all the import, all the importation, control the economy. Because 11 million people, they live under importation only. The export, like I told you in my speech, I was clear, we import for 4.6 million US dollars, we export for 1.6. And the diaspora make a lot of effort. We receive $2 billion a year from diaspora to Haiti. And do you know what is this money do? This money go back directly to buy food and other things. Go to Haiti. We want to go back with the same word, innovation, because we need new idea to make this country, to make something happen.
Well, what a privilege it's been to have you here. Thank you so much. And we were very privileged, a very small group, but it's a very important group. And so it's good for reproducing your message at least. So thank you so much. And Damien, Christine, thank you so much for joining us. And